little loud. Welcome everyone to another coffee break. I am your host, Sam Esquivel. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee. Yet again, I don't have a cup of coffee, but it's okay. I will get one shortly. I have a mission to accomplish, and that is that during these coffee breaks, you join me and I join you, and we share in some good coffee and maybe some wisdom and some direction. But the main thing is I want to make you think. I want you to know that I got you on my mind. But everything that I share is things that are helping me. And because I'm a human and I live in this environment, this society that we share, I feel like we speak to each other in a sense. You know, you going through things, I'm going through things, and it's just what are we learning and how are we sharing that with each other. And I think that that's the best way for individuals to continue to grow is in shared knowledge and good coffee. How about that? Don't forget to subscribe to everything that we're doing here at the coffee break, but it is produced by the Failed Podcast. So thank you for everyone who is liking, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Everything is in the descriptions below. Today we're going to talk about emotional intelligence. Okay, so I'm going to touch on 4 common emotions and their misunderstandings. Okay, so we go through so many things on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, depending on what you do, whether you're a family man or you're a stay-at-home mom or you're running a business or you're a creative, you're doing podcasting, you're doing marketing, whatever it may be. Emotions play a big part in our life. How are we handling it, right? What are we doing? How do they misguide us and guide us? And so when we understand something, that's whenever we can grow. That's because when you understand the ups and downs, like I said in the previous coffee break, that's when you can understand what's really going on. So let me just hit you with this. We're going to talk about 4 emotions. Okay, it's going to be happiness, sadness, anger, and fear. I go through those all the time, and I have to decide, is it a true feeling? Is it a nudge to do something better, redirect, you name it? And so I'm going to go through a misunderstanding about the word, not the word, I said word, no, about the emotion that is happiness. People often think that happiness should be a constant state and that any diversion from it means that something is wrong. Is that speaking to you? Does that sound like I'm not happy right now? What's wrong? Oh my gosh, I should be happy and everything isn't going good and so I'm not happy and so something is wrong. That is the misunderstanding, and we allow that to generate other emotions to misdirect us, take us off track, and we didn't even pay attention to what was going on. And so happiness motivates us to pursue goals. This is the positive result of happiness. It helps us to build relationships and enjoy life's pleasures and enhance our well-being and overall life satisfaction. That is what happiness should be. But we think that when it isn't present, things are wrong. Things are going bad. I should be hard on myself. Let me reanalyze. Let me redirect. Let me this. Let me that. No, if it's not present, I think it's okay because other emotions are happening and they're there as barriers. They're there as limits. They're there as signs that maybe you need to wake up. Maybe you need to pay attention. And so I think the misunderstanding that I shared is that it isn't constant, and whenever it isn't present, it doesn't mean that something is wrong. Okay, here's the other one. How often do you feel sad? All of us go through that, and we pull away, we close off, and we start behaving different, and we cause those that love us to worry about us. And I'm not downplaying it at all. Like when we're sad, it affects the way that we are. It affects the way that we hold our shoulders, the way we carry our face, and the way we communicate, and how short our temper is. And so sadness is very real. But the misunderstanding is this, is that many believe that sadness is a sign of weakness, or that it should be avoided at all cost. For sure, sadness is not a weakness. And for a lot of people, that's how you're raised. You're like, don't show you're sad. Just suck it up and hide it. And you know what? That's why the people around you never have the opportunity to help you, never have an opportunity to give you a hug and offer you advice or try, to cheer you up, because you're so busy hiding it. Then you leave your friends around you, and then you're like, no one's ever there for me. Why? And blah, blah, blah. Well, because you don't show it, because you think it's a sign of weakness, because we have been taught that. Many people have been taught that. It may not be you, but you know someone who does hide it. And when that happens, I don't think that not addressing it, I don't think that that's a good thing. And that weakness should be avoided at all costs. I mean, not weakness, but sadness should be avoided at all costs. That is, first of all, impossible. Things are going to happen, and you're allowed to feel sad. But what happens if you try to avoid it? Then how are you going to feel? You're going to seem a little bit crazy if you're not sad about certain things that happen. It's also important for those around you to, for that cue to happen so that they know how to proceed with you, right? How to behave around you. And so if you're not acting sad, or you don't want to admit it, but you still have a little bit of anger, stress, or whatever that comes from it, people around you, they're not going to know how to behave. And so that's a misconception about being sad. But here's the positive result of sadness, and that is that sadness can lead to personal growth, introspection, and a deeper understanding of one's self. This allows us to process loss and appreciate the joyful moments a lot more. And so, what's the word? Looking inside, right? Not just the mirror, but looking inside of us and realizing what it is that helps us get along, right? And sadness can lead to personal growth because you release something when you're sad. If you start crying, if you start sharing about something, whether it be lost, a lot of us are dealing with that at any given moment, and that's a very difficult thing, and a lot of people like to hold that in. But when you cry, when you release, and whenever you're sad, that's an opportunity for you to empty that tank out, and then you'll be able to fill it out with other things, with appreciation. Maybe figure out what does make me joyful, right? If this makes me sad, what counters that? What do I enjoy doing that reduces that sadness? That's also a sign of growth, and that's also important for all of us to be able to do for ourselves. And that's the thing with these two so far, happiness and sadness. It's on us, it's on me and you to do that in order for us to grow. Sometimes we're like, well, no one's there for me, no one. And yeah, and that's a blessing when you have people around you who can offer you great advice and guidance, and we have these great books and all these resources. That's all great. But some of the biggest steps in life happen between your mind and your heart. You have to accept things that you go through. You go through things that teach you. That's a very difficult thing, but get there and you're going to see growth. Anger. How many of you deal with anger? Oh my gosh, anger destroys so many people, so many relationships. It is a horrible thing. If you don't have a hold of it, it can be very detrimental to one's life. Anger is often viewed as an entirely negative and destructive thing, sometimes to be suppressed, but it isn't. That's the misunderstanding. Now, violence and ugliness and attacking and belittling people based on that, on anger, that is totally bad. But it is a cue that your mind, that your body gives you, and we have to control our action. But the emotion there's nothing wrong with the emotion. And so when we manage properly, right? When anger is managed properly, anger, here we go, can be a powerful motivator for change, helping us to address injustice and set healthy boundaries. And so it's an indicator, man. It's a beacon. And if you pay attention to your anger, what's making you angry, then that might cause you to say, man, it makes me angry when people are hungry. It makes me angry when kids get abused. It makes me angry when these injustices happen around me or in this world. That anger I mean, you can just take it out on someone and be angry or whatever, or, honk a lot more or have less patience. That's just going to hurt you. And who knows what consequences will come from outside of you. But it makes you angry enough, right? If it hits you hard enough and you say, I'm angry, I want to cause change. And that will reduce that anger. That is controlling anger. That is adding value to that emotion. It is alarming. It is telling you, do something about it. Then be angry and do nothing. Then that's on you, man. That doesn't speak well of you. But be angry, be unhappy about something, and then you go and cause change. You go and do what you can. You do your part. That says a lot about your growth, about our growth. And I think that's important. Fear. Here's the next one. Oh, here's a positive. That was a positive side of anger. Here's another misunderstanding when it comes to fear. Fear is frequently seen as a negative emotion that should be conquered or ignored. I get it. But if you're fearful of something, sometimes that something can and will hurt you. It will cause you to fall off something, to hurt your body, or what. I mean, fear says that dog looks violent. My fear emotion is on. You could, overcome it. Blah blah blah. Well, maybe you don't want to get bit by the dog. Period. Right. So that fear is saying, learn, avoid. But don't go away. Fear, please don't go away, because without it, you just walk straight into that gate and get bit by that dog. Right? Think about that. So the misunderstanding is that we should conquer and ignore it. Yeah, we do conquer it in the sense that we grow, but we want it to be present, because it's like a limit. It's like a barrier. It tells me when I get this close, it's not bad. It's not safe. When I get nervous because I entered it, because I'm at this height or whatever, it is meant to be there for your protection. Now, you do overcome it when it's interfering with like mental growth, with business deals and all of that. Fine. If you're fearful about something, figure out what that is, and say it cannot hurt me. I can overcome it. I have what it takes to overcome it. That's different. But fear is it's a good thing. So here's a positive result of fear. Fear can be protective, alerting us to potential dangers, and for us to be cautious. It can also drive personal growth by pushing us out of our comfort zone, right? What's your comfort zone? How long or how well do you know it? How well is it defined? How much has it held you back in life, right? How much has fear kept you from trying something new? I'm not saying go out and try things that are going to hurt you or cause you to go broke or make people around you angry. No. But what has it held you back from doing, right? All of us probably have a story to share when it comes to that. And so here are a few others when it comes to the same four: happiness, sadness, anger, and fear. Okay? Happiness. Here's some positive results of these emotions. It enhances relationships. Happiness. Happiness can improve social connections and relationships by fostering positive interactions. When we're happier, we enjoy people more. Am I lying? No, I'm not. Right? Ask yourself that. When you're happy, you have more fun with individuals. You laugh more. Things are more exciting. And so it's important. So happiness has obviously other aspects that are great. And one is it increases productivity. Happy people tend to be more motivated and productive to their personal and professional, but I also want to add their creative lives. I just talked about burnout. If you're not producing, if you're falling off, whatever, what is it, man? Maybe you're misunderstanding it. Maybe you're too sad. It's time to be happy. And then when you're happy, turn the camera on. When you're happy, start writing. When you're in a good mood, start painting, start writing, start creating, start doing. That's when you make the deal, right? That's when you write the contract, is when you're happy, because it's going to have the best results. And so sadness, here's another one. Here goes. It's emotional depth. Sadness helps us develop emotional depth and empathy, making us more compassionate towards other. And that's sadness, right? When we go through sadness, we know how much it hurts and keeps us from doing and being what we want to be. We're going to be like, man, I don't like it. And you're going to sense someone that you're close to going through that. You're going to say, I know what they're going through. I want to be there for them. That's the empathy that I'm talking about, and that's a positive result from sadness. Here we go. Creative expression. Many people channel their sadness into creative outlets like art, music, or writing, leading to profound works of creativity. A while ago I said happiness can lead to that as well. Sadness can too, because you can harness it, but in harnessing it, in the sense, you're releasing it. And so that's what it's talking about there. It really can be a valuable thing. Obviously, when you listen to music, sadness plays a big role in a lot of music. A lot of classical music that we listen to comes from sad story situations or upbringing, and it's created some amazing art. So if maybe you're not a creative or an artist, but you experience a lot of sadness, maybe you do need to find an avenue, a creative avenue, and see if you can redirect it. Instead of the sadness bringing you down, you do something that helps you release, and then there you start developing some growth in your life. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. I hope it's being helpful. I hope you're enjoying your cup of coffee. Here we go. That was anger. Here's the that was sadness. Anger. Properly managed anger can help us be more assertive and stand up for ourselves and others. I like that. That's pretty self-explanatory, man. When you're not angry, you can be ran over. When you don't have anger, that's like an appropriate amount of anger, obviously. You're not able to stand up for yourself or others. But whenever you have the right amount with the right motivation and the right intelligence, when you get angry because this person got treated bad, someone said something inappropriate to this person, that anger is not going to cause you to want to, knock them out and hit them, push them, none of that. But you're going to be able to approach them, and that anger is going to turn into, I'm going to stand up and say what you did, what I did was wrong, and my anger gives me the courage to be able to approach it, right? And maybe hopefully cause some change. Anger can highlight problems that need addressing, promoting solutions and improvements. How about that? Have you been angry today? Right? Did that one road make you angry? Right? Maybe there's an alternate route. If that road just causes you to honk and say all kinds of fancy words to people and that you cannot control, but yet you keep going down that road, that's your fault, right? And it's creating anger. But like it says here, promote solutions and improvements. Find another route to where you're going. And that won't make you angry no more. But in the same way, that same metaphor applies to other things that make you angry. Find another way around to accomplishing getting to where you want. Sounds obvious, but sometimes we need to hear the obvious in order for us to realize the truth behind it. Fear is the last one. Fear can enhance our ability to anticipate and prepare for future challenges, making us more resilient. Don't we all want that? Isn't that a good thing? Fear, all these things, all these misunderstandings, misconceptions of these emotions. Whenever we know the emotions, happiness, sadness, anger, and fear, and we understand the misconception, but we can also understand the positive side of it and how it can cause us to grow and look at ourselves deeper and redirect when necessary. That's whenever we start flipping these things on their head and they start helping us in our growth. And all of a sudden, even though a few of these sound negative, they're not. They will cause a negative kind of response, but the outcome's going to be positive because there's going to be growth involved, right? There's going to be something good that comes out of it. And so that was fear. So understanding these emotions and their nuances can help us navigate daily and be more effectively, turning what might seem like a negative experience into opportunities for growth and positive outcomes. How about that? That's what I have for you, all right? Those were 4 common emotions and their misunderstandings and how to flip it on its head so they can be positive in our lives. I hope you enjoyed this coffee break. I am your host, Sam Esquivel. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Coffee Break. I'm going to put, there you go, Coffee Break. Give us a follow. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Send us a message if this is helping you, if you're enjoying it. Share it with your friends. And I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee. What do I drink? I drink a vanilla latte with oat milk. That's how I enjoy it. I drink it hot or cold. It tastes good either way. I also enjoy a nice iced coffee, just black, no sugar, no cream. That's also very enjoyable on a hot Texas day. But yeah, enjoy your coffee. Thank you for joining me on this coffee break, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Try to give y'all a hug. Let me give y'all a hug. Oh man, y'all be good, man. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I gotta say it one more time. Believe in yourself. And have a great day.